dear sub friends and sub colleagues, there is another ABAP tutorial in which I would like to talk about one of the most important things in ABAP, and namely the SQL statements, or selects as some people are calling them. I would like to start with a very interesting fact, which is, so to say, showing how important this topic is. And namely, recently I read a very interesting article from the Hasso-Plattner Institute, which is actually basically a institute of a university type, and basically they are dealing with data, with IT excellence and data engineering and data health and such stuff. They are very profound in this matter, and they have written that I think the article wasn't really new, but they have written that 20% of the ways, so to say, how the technical ways how data is extracted from the database, 20% is actually for delete, modify, and append and such options, and 80% of the other, so to say, technical ways to get data from the databases is through read statements. And this is actually showing this information. This very simple information and statistic is showing how important selects are, and this is not only in ABAP. This is almost in every language and in every single or in every specific architecture in which you have different databases, or one database from where you can extract data. Okay, so when it comes to ABAP, I'm not going to go into detail about the specific SQL options and the specific SQL about all the SQL statements, but I'm just going to say that we have two types of SQL statements in ABAP, and namely Open SQL and Native SQL. They differentiate a bit from one another, and as I said, I'm not going to talk about this. If you're interested in this topic, please write down into the comments, and I'm going to make a small video in which I'm comparing the two types and giving you some examples. In today's video, as you have seen in the title, I'm going to talk about the inner join in ABAP, and for this reason, let's now jump into the system and see how you can write such a statement. Okay. As you can see, we are already logged on into the system, as usually the case is. And basically, what I have prepared for this small tutorial now, I have prepared three tables. And these are three tables from the test data model of SAP, with which different developers and people interested in ABAP can test different functions. And namely, this data model is about flights. And for this reason, we have the table S-flight with some flights which have taken place or will take place. It's here about this date, and there is the capacity of the flight, there is the price of the flight, the type of the aircraft, and some other informations actually. And we have two more tables, the S-car, in which we have all the companies which are taking, well, the carrier, so to say, the carrier companies which are taking care of the flights. And basically we have one more table in which we have the specific routes, if you wish, from Barcelona to San Francisco, from San Francisco to New York, and there is the time, there is when they will depart, when they will arrive, there is the distance in mileage, in miles, and we also have the carrier which is providing this route. Okay, so I'm not going to lose any time. I'm going to show you directly how we do this. And the first thing which we do, of course, is to execute a transaction SE80. There are other ways to be able to develop in ABAP. I do not say that this is the only way. There are some other frameworks. However, I work with this one, which for me is the I got used to it, but you can use also the SAP HANA Studio if you want to know about, if you know it or want to know more about it, and you can use also some Java frameworks. However, I'm using this ABAP Development Workbench through the SAP platform because it is very pleasant for me. However, what we need first things first, we have to create a program, and as usual I'm going to create a program to my local objects, which means basically that we are not going to transport this program, this technical object, and we'll call the program z-test-join, because we are going to, yeah, let's just now call it join, but as you already heard, I'm going to talk about the inner joins in SAP. Right, okay, so just a second. Now I have prepared it. It is already, we are already into the program, and basically the first thing which we need is of course to write the select, and we just, for this reason, we write select, and we are going to select the so-called car ID column, because this is the ID of the carriage, and we want to display this data firstly. I'm going to show you this. This is this column. This is not the technical name of the column, however I know that this is it, and basically you have to know these technical names of the columns as well. And what we do more, what we have to do more, we have to say from where we are going to select this data, and we'll select the data from the table S-flight, and we have to say as well into what table or where exactly we want to set this data or to get this data into, and for this reason we are going to say into table, and then we are going to use the inline declaration through host variable for a internal table here, and then we say data brackets internal table output. However, this is not enough because we are not going to visualize this data. Only if we debug this code we would be able to see what is into this internal table. However, we would use another class method from the SAP standard public methods, which is actually called CL demo output, and then you have the method which is called display. That is pretty useful thing. That is actually a way to visualize data in a very beautiful manner, I think. Tables or structures as well. Yeah, so basically we can now test this thing. No mistakes. We can save it, activate it. Of course, so basically what we have now, we have all the car IDs from the table which we've seen first, namely the table S-flight, and these are all the carriers here. Right, so our task now would be to find then in this table here, to add the names but maybe also the connection IDs. We would like to have the IDs of these connections, and we would like to have also the names of the companies, of the carriers, right? The names are coming from the second table, and the connection IDs or the con IDs, they are coming from the first table as well. How we do this? We close this thing. If you are going to use inner join or whatever join, I'm going to talk about the different types of joins a little bit more in a second. But you have to say to set, so to say, small abbreviations to the different tables, and for this reason you'd also need the curved sign, which I'm going to post into the description of the YouTube video. But let's say, okay, I'll start from here. This table, the S-flight, you should say as what would be it would be called, and I would say it now just as F. And here you have to say F, the curved line here, and this is the way to approach it. And then you have you have it already, but as is used in most of the cases when you have inner joins. So basically now, sorry, not inner joins, whatever types of joins you have. But you have here now to say inner join, on SCA. This is the second table, which would be C. And basically we also, here we would like to say F con ID, and this would be the third data which we'll need, the C carriage name. Okay, yeah, and here we also need of course the key on which we are going to make the join, and the key would be the carriage ID, because this is also it's not unique, but it's the key to the tables. And we have here the C car ID, and we forgot here the commas, the specific signs. So basically here we have in small letters on, we have to check, we activate, and we execute. This was it, guys, right? This is inner join. And what exactly, we have now the names, we have the connection IDs and all the names to the specific car IDs, carriage IDs, right? And the names are coming from the second table. And how is this functioning? For this reason, in order to be able to explain this to you, I'm going to open this and I'm going to provide you with this image, with this visualization in the description of the YouTube channel, because I've been using this this very beautiful visualization of the SQL joins in ABAP, and not only, a lot. I mean, now we have used this type, the inner join on a key. So we got this, you can imagine it as two circles, right? And you have the intersection, the inner part, which means that what is in common would be provided, so to say, it would be given as an output, or it can be given. However, you also have left join on a key. You can have left join on a key with where part, and this basically means that you may, so to say, exclude the intersection part. You also have full outer join, which basically can provide all the information from the two tables, even though they're not intersecting, so not only intersecting. This is very useful, and I'm not going to talk about the others, because I have to tell you something. I mean, my advice would be to approach this in a different manner. So guys, as I said, my advice would definitely be to approach this in a different manner, because I remember when I started programming in ABAP and I had to do some very complex joins, I got really, so to say, I'm not going to say mistaken, but I got really confused about what exactly do I need. I tried to visualize it in my head. It was really hard. But when I just started with a small join, right? Just a small join, I just tried to join two tables in a given manner, and I saw what happened as an output. Then I knew what I have to do, because I saw that there is data missing and there is data which I wanted to add, and then I saw this image again. I mean, I took once again, so to say, an inspection of this image which I showed you previously. What exactly happens when you use this SQL statement, and then I just decided that I have to use maybe a different one in order to achieve what I want, and maybe 10-15 minutes later it has happened. But if you are, so to say, writing your first join, do not think a lot about this image, just try. This is my advice for you guys. And this was all from me for today. I wish you all the best, stay healthy, stay tuned, and till next time, friends. Goodbye.